What's up?
Oh my God, that's how you're going to open?
I'm your resident dude, bro.
Oh, I get it.
Bringing you in. Wait, I got to lower my voice. What's up? I'm your resident dude, bro. Stop laughing. You're making me laugh.
Oh my God.
Bringing you into this very manly film.
I don't think that's fair. I wouldn't say it's manly.
Okay.
I think it's a 100% male perspective film.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, if it were all manly, there wouldn't be any crying at all.
There is a lot of crying.
There's a lot of crying.
A lot of crying in this movie.
Like an actually unhealthy amount of crying. And that's not a machismo thing. There's just a certain level in your life when you're crying this much, something's very, very wrong. It's not healthy.
Yeah, especially over the holidays.
Yes.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving, folks. Will we say that in the episode?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Happy Thanksgiving, dude bros.
Okay. So yeah, it's a movie this week that you'll understand all this as we go through it. And we dive into it pretty quick.
We do.
What this is all about.
This is true.
Yeah. So it's not like you have to wait towards the end. We really kind of start tackling things during the movie summary.
Well, you can't silence us in our thoughts and feelings.
No, because it's our show. We got nobody to stop us.
Yeah, so stop trying.
Wait, somebody been trying?
No.
Okay.
But if someone was thinking about it, stop thinking about it.
Oh, yeah, there we go. Stop thinking about trying.
Because we're going to expound on our thoughts and feelings.
Just don't do it.
Which are strong.
Yeah.
in this episode.
And if you've listened to the last couple episodes, you should know you don't want to engage me.
Yeah. You're wild.
Yeah. And if you're feeling like there's something missing from your life and you need your asshole split to the base of your skull, send me a note and say, hey, let's have a phone call.
I love it.
Yeah. Anyway, inside joke.
It's okay. There are lessons.
There are lessons.
For this movie.
Yes. And it's not one of those that lessons are born from all bad things.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of good lessons for good things.
This is true, yes.
But there is a glaring lesson.
One big old whopper of lesson.
Yeah, I don't want to say one. There's a super whopper size one, and then a bunch of giant size ones, and then a whole bunch of good ones.
Yes.
Yeah. But there's two particular elements that you're going to have to listen for.
Yeah. All right. Should we dive into this episode?
Let's get it going, Broham.
What's up?
Hey, B-Siders. Welcome to another episode of Bravo for the B-Side. This is Jim.
And this is Danny.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it's me.
Yeah. We have a movie.
Well, I don't want it to be a reflection on the movie itself, because I think if we had done it any other week, we wouldn't be as bitter about it.
Right. So this is our Thanksgiving week episode. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Hope that
you eat a lot of food.
Yeah. And safe travels and good family stuff. Here's the thing. So we picked this movie because we wanted to do a Thanksgiving
Yes.
movie, right? Themed
It
around
is.
kind
Yeah.
of thing.
It's hard to find indie movies that are centered around Thanksgiving that are not Thanksgiving.
Right. So we found this bad boy.
We did.
So there's a Thanksgiving in it,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Um,
There is.
but it doesn't.
It takes place around Thanksgiving.
Well, yeah, literally around, before and after.
There's like 5 minutes of screen time dedicated to things.
It was more like 2.
Yeah.
It's a quick dialogue and then it's done. So
It wasn't very Thanksgiving-y.
no, be that as it may, this is, it, when we get to the description,
Yeah.
it'll, we got fooled.
Bait and switch.
So before we begin, I guess I'm going to start with a lesson. Don't bill your movie as a holiday of any kind film unless it's actually about the holiday. If a holiday happens in it as just like one little point, then it's not a holiday film.
Well, I mean, I would say the movie Die Hard is more about Christmas than this movie is about Thanksgiving.
I'm with you on that one. It's just a bummer. We really kind of, we don't have time though to, watch a movie.
Like, oh, scrap this. It isn't about Thanksgiving. Let's watch a different one.
Right. So this is what you get, folks.
Yeah, you get this.
You're getting this. So anyway, that's the lesson I want to start with. If, except for Halloween, because a horror movie is a Halloween movie, period. Whether it takes place on Halloween or not. It
could take place on Christmas.
It could.
And it's still a Halloween movie?
Yes, it is. As many of them are.
Yeah.
Anyway, we'll get to that in a moment. So last time we mentioned the foams.
The foams.
On the wall.
Yes.
Yes.
Done the foams. Well, I say we.
The royal we.
The royal we. But it was all you, baby.
Yeah.
I sorted some as you pulled them down.
Well, and that was helpful because there's just one less thing to do because going up and down the ladder, with all the stuff in here, it was a bit of a thing. But occasionally you need to, we started with a set number of sound foam.
Yeah.
And, then we, order another batch. They're not quite the same. Order another batch. And things just kind of started going all cattywampus, especially that last batch, which we threw the whole thing out. I hate throwing out like $80 worth of.
Yeah. We've also
sound
moved spaces with these foams.
Yes. Yes. But anyway, it's all better now.
It's all better.
Everything's
okay now.
Well, new adhesives. I mean, 2 years.
Yeah, that's true.
They've, they did the trick. A couple of them were getting a little wonky, but, so, yep, you had to peel all those 3M tabs off and put them back up. And there's like, I don't know, 150.
I don't know. The stack was easily taller than me.
There's a lot. Anyway. So, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because it's something I did. And I just want everyone to know about it.
Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. Well, and also this time, instead of MacGyvering shit onto the walls, I actually built them around. I made spaces to hang things like our UC Irvine certificates for the Walking Dead statistics thing and Gambit and stuff. So yeah, it actually looks like everything in here was meant to be.
My Tommy's gone.
I moved Tommy, I thought.
Where's Tommy? He's
well,
over there.
Yeah, he's staring over your shoulder now.
Oh.
Yeah.
I don't.
Well, that's just that's a huge space to leave for that little picture. And plus where he's at, that space is just there, without
Yeah.
MacGyvering stuff again.
I might just stick him onto a phone. Hey, let's talk about a movie. This is a podcast about
yeah.
indie movies.
Yeah. Is there anything going on this week? Just a lot more information on the whole Alec Baldwin thing.
Yeah.
And the shooting, and now it's gone. Now we're going into the he said, she said, and now the business aspect of it is kicking in, where it's no longer being treated as a tragedy, but as a who and how many people are to blame and who can go after who for what.
It's a tangled web.
It's getting very, I don't know what the word is I'm looking for. It's lost all the intimacy of a tragedy, and now it's become like a 50s serial courtroom drama.
Yeah.
Right? Just, oh, God. Anyway, again, listeners, if you or somebody, you know somebody, or you know somebody who knows somebody who can help affect changes in the business regarding this kind of thing, please put the effort in. Yeah. I know there are bills and people are talking, but see, the longer this shit stalls, the less likely things are to happen. That's the great thing about Hollywood. They can fucking drag something out for, look at the whole Weinstein thing, right? Nobody's talking about that fat fuck anymore, but that the processes are still going on.
Yeah.
Right. And it's just become this dispassionate, like, it's just this function now that happens. So hopefully it will change quickly.
Can I talk about something personal?
Please do.
Okay, two things.
All right.
One is far less important than the other thing, so I'll start with that.
Okay.
I've been painting a lot of miniatures lately.
You have.
And this week, I mean, you get into a kind of a groove where you paint them and you're like, okay, yeah, that's cool. I did another one.
Yeah.
But I did one this week that I was like really proud of, just because it turned out exactly how I wanted it to and not like slightly off from how I wanted it to.
Right. Looks really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'll make up somebody to make use of it fittingly.
Yeah. I'm going to take a little glamour shot of it and post it.
There you go.
Another thing, and this is more personal, and this I actually kind of waffled about talking about for a little bit, but I think that it is a good thing to talk about it.
Okay.
So this week, our child came to me with a problem.
Oh, yes.
She has a friend at school who had been talking about self-harm and suicide and lots of stuff that really troubled her, our child.
Mm-hmm. And
she and I had a nice long talk about it, like real long. And out of that talk, she decided that, because she had been waffling, like, do I tell someone? Do I,
right?
What do I do? And she decided that she was going to tell an adult that she trusts at the school, mm-hmm. who has a little bit of agency,
right,
in it.
Right.
I mean, telling us is one thing. That's great. But we don't know this kid or their parents or,
Right.
And it's a school counselor. So she told the school counselor, and then she was very anxious and upset for the rest of the day. So she came home and, took a little bit of a day for herself. But mm-hmm. she was anxious the whole day that her friend would be mad at her. But she ultimately decided that it was better for her friend to be mad at her than the alternative.
Right.
And I'm very, very proud of her.
Oh, well, yeah, we both are.
Well, yeah. Well, yeah, I know that you are. But I just think that, if you, I guess, I don't know what I'm trying to say. Like, just.
You know what? So here's the thing with it, at, so 12-year-olds have a hard enough time talking to anybody about anything,
Yeah.
mundane, right?
Yeah.
But add into this level of seriousness. I mean, this is a big deal. And she made a very
Tough.
important,
Yeah.
tough, and good
Yes.
decision. Um, yeah, and everything worked out. Her friend wasn't mad at her, and
Right.
and she's going to be, her friend is going to be addressed
Right.
with these issues so that nothing bad happens. If I hit this fucking laptop one more time with my hand, I'm going to lose my shit. I don't know what the story is. Um, anyway, as adults, it works so differently, right?
Yeah.
If you have someone close to you, and we've talked about this because with the pandemic,
Hmm.
and this shit runs rampant in the creative community, especially,
Yeah, it's a
you know,
particularly troubled community.
um, when someone tells you something as an adult, you really don't have that kind of availability of resources. You can't go tell a counselor and the
Right.
counselor can't call that adult in, right? And
Right.
then call the adult's parents and make all the connections. There's nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing. So here's what I would say should come out of this for us grown-ups. Confront somebody when they tell you something like that they're depressed and they're, harming themselves and thinking of suicide. Get in there, get all up in their shit.
Yeah.
You can't go to somebody and make something, force them to do whatever. But you can be the one to not dismiss it.
Yeah.
Right? So speak up, but speak up to them. Let them know that they're important. Let them know that, okay, this isn't normal. So I'm going to help you get some help. Let's together sort this out.
Yeah.
You know, um, take some ownership. And it just comes down to just being a human being, something that most of us have, fucking forgotten how to do. If you just look at the world,
Yeah.
right? There's precious few people actually doing good. So when that moment comes, do good.
Yeah.
Do good. And when they tell you to fuck off, just don't.
Right.
Right? Stick with it. Stay with it. If you have to reach out, make them a fucking appointment somewhere. Say, hey, I made you an appointment. I'd like you to keep it. Can we go?
I'll take you.
Yep, I'll take you. Whatever. Right?
Yeah.
Um, just do what you can because this shit is real.
Yeah.
And if you have kids, talk to them about this stuff. Talk to them how important it is to do what Lily did.
Yeah.
Right? It's hard.
It is
It,
hard. And we talked a lot about how, wouldn't you rather she be mad at you for a little while
yeah.
than you go to school and she's not there?
Right. It's better to have someone pissed off at you and be alive.
Yeah.
Than to have that person not be able to be anything ever again.
Right.
Right. So, yeah, because we're not out of the woods yet. This pandemic shit is going crazy. The school in Beloit, the school district's going back to virtual because shit's just running rampant again. And we're all fucking tired of talking about it. But regardless of what goes on, and our bitches about, masks and vaccines and all the stuff that's going on out there, I say just fucking go do it. You say just go do it. People are going to do whatever they're going to do, let's maybe put more focus on, let's acknowledge what's going on, right? People are having a hard time at all age levels, and if you do have kids too, talk to them about this. Not, hey, if someone comes to you and says this, just sit them down. Hey, how you doing?
Yeah.
Right? Let's get real. And it's awkward as shit because we were all kids. We know how fucking hard it is, and the kids aren't going to be like, Little House on the Prairie. Well, I'm sure glad you sat me down, Pa. Here's what's going on. It's going to be like, pulling teeth, but, let's, try and do something. Fuck.
Yeah. I mean, it is hard. And it's hard to talk to kids because they don't want to talk to you, you
Yep.
know? And one thing that I've found with Lily, I don't know if this works with every kid, is if I ask her how she's doing and she gives me a one or two word answer, I go, oh, well, this is how I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
And I go into a thing. And just that opening up, like, lets her, open up.
Right.
So.
Well, anyway, so there you go. That's what's been going on. And let's get into this movie. Because it's funny. We didn't mean it to be this way, but it just hit me. All the stuff we were just talking about, almost every person in this movie could have fucking used somebody.
That's true.
To talk to them at some point. Jesus.
Yeah.
You'll see in a second.
That's true. Yeah. Okay.
So why don't you tell us what this non-Thanksgiving movie is?
I would be happy to. This movie is called The Vicious Kind. It won all kinds of like awards.
Right.
It was released in 2009, written and directed by Lee Toland Krieger, starring Adam Scott. I love Adam Scott.
Yep.
Brittany Snow, solid actress.
Mm-hmm.
Alex Frost and J.K. Simmons.
Yes. So we talked about this with Blue World Order.
Yeah.
Billy Zane.
I'll watch anything with Billy Zane in it.
And we will watch anything with Adam Scott and J.K. Simmons.
This is true.
Don't care.
Yeah.
It could be both of them independently or together sitting in a room watching paint dry in real time. I'm in.
Yeah, I love them both.
Yep.
Rated R. The plot/logline is: a man tries to warn his brother away from the new girlfriend he brings home during Thanksgiving.
Yep.
But ends up becoming infatuated with her in the process.
Yes. And I mean, that's fair.
That's accurate.
It's accurate. It's not encompassing.
Nope.
But that is what we're dealing with. So you can see just from reading it.
It's an awkward holiday movie.
Yeah.
That's what it sounds like.
And then the trailer also makes it seem
like an awkward holiday movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just awkward.
It's
a little bit of holiday movie.
It's more than awkward.
Well, yeah.
Bring us in, baby.
All right. So we open up with a guy smoking a cigarette in a diner. And he looks rough.
Troubled.
Worn. He looks rough, worn down. Just like he's been through something.
Yeah.
Right? And then another fellow comes up, sits with him. So the first guy tells the new guy that all women are whores. This was an interesting he just goes in this whole big diatribe.
Yes.
Of how all women are whores. And then he mentions some family, so I'm thinking this might be his brother. And it is. And the brother's name is Peter, and our smoking dude, not fan of women, is Caleb. So Caleb is clearly older than Peter. Peter has a new girlfriend. Caleb is not thrilled about it. Sounds like Peter is in college. That becomes clear.
Mm-hmm.
He met this woman at a frat house. And it's funny because they have this big, I mean, this is like 10 minutes.
It is a while, yeah.
Right. Peter, through the whole thing, keeps saying that she's a good girl.
Right.
But then, it's all women are whores. Caleb is. Ooh.
He does mention that she left her boyfriend for him.
Right. That didn't help Caleb's argument.
It did not help. Well, it didn't help Peter's argument.
Yeah, against Caleb's.
It was ammo for Caleb.
Yeah. So anyway, Peter eventually gets frustrated and then asks for the keys to the car so he can go out and sit in it and wait while Caleb eats because Peter's just not hungry anymore. And then he leaves to go sit in the car. And then Caleb is just really rude to the waitress, like random. It's so random.
Yeah, he's a dick.
Yeah, like first class dickbag, you know?
Yeah.
Jesus. And then when he goes outside, Peter's not in the truck. And then there's this fucking around like brothers do. And then Caleb does the old start and stop shit as Peter tries to get in.
Yeah.
Like 5 times.
Yeah.
You know?
He drags it out for
Like
a while.
once is, you know, it's
funny.
yeah. Twice is, you know, you're kind of a dick. 3 times is like, you know, asshole. But, you know, 5 times like fucking dude, mental issues. Right?
Yeah.
So eventually they are on their way somewhere and they show him driving. Caleb just looks, he doesn't
wrecked.
Yeah. It's not getting better. Peter ends up nodding off here and there. And then after he wakes up at one point, he asks Caleb if he's not sleeping again.
Well, because Caleb falls asleep at the wheel.
Well, kind of that. Yeah, thing. And Caleb reveals he hasn't slept in a week. So that would explain why he looks so rough, right? Then Peter's knocking on a door, and it's his girlfriend's house. And then she comes out, and Peter introduces her. Her name is Emma, to Caleb. And Caleb is a real dick about everything.
Yes.
About this whole meet and greet thing. And then they start talking about who should sit where. And this is in the trailer. And it's one of the things that caught me is you know, he's just sitting there. He's like, he goes, I can hear everything you're saying. And they keep talking.
Right.
He's like, I'm like 4 feet away from you. I can hear you. And they just keep talking. And at this point, Caleb is just not a very likable person.
No, he is not.
And you mentioned, you know, we love Adam Scott.
Adam Scott, he is, okay, fell in love with him in Parks and Rec, right?
Oh, who couldn't?
Because Ben Wyatt is like the sweetest dude.
And funny as hell. And just like so buttoned down and nerdy. And it was delicious to have that level of, well, to have a nerd. Yeah. Right.
And so we love the actor, but he plays Caleb. And I hate Caleb.
I know. It's wild. And we've seen him in so many other things.
Yeah.
And he's been a not good person in some other things.
Right.
But we're not used to seeing him just be like a hardcore dick about everything.
Yeah, for what seems like no real reason.
Right. Just, anyway.
Oh, so Caleb is a construction worker, we learn.
Yes.
So on the drive, he and Peter are bickering a little bit. And then we learn that Caleb is driving them to Caleb and Peter's father's house, but he's not staying. He doesn't get along with Dad. So he's just dropping off Peter and Emma and then leaving. So they pull up to the house just like barely in the driveway. And Caleb drops him off and Peter's like, really? You can't get any closer?
Yeah, it's like 50 yards from the house.
Right? It's a big house. And so Caleb says, you know, if you guys need anything while you're in town, he does this whole list, you know, need to be driven anywhere, yada, yada, yada. Ask that fucking asshole Donald. And then he like peels out.
I love that. That was like royalty level dickishness.
Yeah.
Because he's very sincere.
Right.
You know, hey, if you need anything, you know, go to the store or whatever, you know, ask fucking Donald. Zoom.
Yep. So they go in and we meet Donald, who's played by J.K. Simmons, and he immediately takes a liking to Emma, and dives into like really crass questions.
Yes.
To Peter.
Yes.
Which I was like, isn't he your dad? Oh boy. This is wildly awkward. But Peter just like isn't having it. And then at dinner, while they're talking like with Emma at the table, because when they're talking earlier, she was out, she was, putzing around the house. Donald is talking about how pretty she is and, all this other stuff. And Peter, at one point, tries to talk about her academics. Like he tries to steer it into that.
Right.
But that doesn't last very long. Goes
No.
right back into crass conversation. And at this point, I'm like, comparing Caleb to Donald, I was like, boy, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree, I guess. Because Donald's a dick too, but in a different way.
Yeah.
And he's not trying, he just is, whereas Caleb is trying really hard. And then that night, we learn that Emma secretly smokes, which was like a thing when they were getting in the car, because Peter said she didn't like the smoke.
Right.
And Caleb smokes like a chimney.
There's very few scenes in here where he's not smoking.
Yeah.
Either before, during, or after.
Yeah.
Like immediately. Yeah.
So then we're with Caleb, and he is dreaming of someone who looks kind of like Emma. Has the same hairstyle at the very least, but we don't see her face a lot. And then his phone rings, and there's someone just breathing on the other end of the line. And he says, Hannah, why are you doing this? Or something like that. And then we see him fucking a bored-looking prostitute and taking photos of it.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh. And then we see Caleb leaving an envelope at a red house, and he ding dong ditches. And it is the photos of him and the bored prostitute left for his ex, presumably.
Right.
And she sees them and then just takes them inside with her.
We don't see her face though.
No.
I thought that was clever.
Yeah.
We see from the waist down in a robe, and picks them up, pulls out the pictures, looks at them. But yeah.
Right. And then at work, he is aggressively nailing some boards into a roof.
Yep.
And his work buddy, JT, is talking about how when he was a kid, he had a crush on Elvira. And JT's just really nice.
He is. Well, there's a big age difference.
Yeah.
There's an age difference between Caleb and Peter. Peter's in college.
Right.
So he's between 18 and 22, presumably on the lower end.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I get the feeling that there's
Caleb's 6 to 8 years older at least.
I'd say 6, 8, maybe even almost 10 years older. So JT is like Peter's age.
Right.
Yeah, he's just a young guy working construction.
Yeah. And Caleb is a dick to him too.
Yeah. And he's so nice. JT is so nice. He's
yeah.
Having a conversation, and Caleb's a dick to him. JT keeps talking nicely. Caleb's still being a dick. And JT just keeps, with the whole nice thing.
Right.
It
doesn't bother him at all.
No. And Caleb just gets more dickish.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh God. So after we get to see Caleb being a pretty big dick about, anything, we're back at the homestead.
Mm-hmm.
Peter and Emma are going out bowling, and a couple things happen here. Number one, I love this. Peter comes down wearing a long sleeve button up shirt, a vest, like a sweater vest thing, and slacks and stuff. And his Donald, his dad, rolls in. Who's fucking dressing you now? Mickey Rooney? I love that.
And Emma laughs a little bit.
Yeah. And then Donald starts trying to push his bowling shoes on Peter. You want to wear my shoes? No, hey, take my shoes. No, take my shoes. Go get my shoes. Let me go get them. Oh my God. What a piece of work. While he's talking, and this kind of sets up who Donald really is.
Mm-hmm.
Peter says, hey, it's not our fault you got kicked off the bowling league.
Right.
And then Donald calls the head of the bowling league a faggot.
Yup.
Bam!
He sure does.
So that bomb just went off, right? And then he goes into this whole thing about how he's not a homophobe. He loves the gays.
But
just
not like that.
Not like that. And then he got kicked off the bowling team for making some kind of joke. They didn't say what it was. Thank fucking God. I didn't need to hear any more details.
I think we can guess what kind of joke it was and that he was rightly kicked off the bowling league.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. So there's Donald, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
So they finally get out at the bowling alley. Peter and Emma are having fun. They're bowling. They end up kind of like doing a little dance, in the lane.
Yeah, they're very cute.
Yeah, and they're just, fucking off, having a good time in a little town where the bowling alley is the only good time that there is to be had.
Right.
And then Caleb is there with his coworkers, and he's
their own little league.
Yeah. And he's watching them and looks all torn up.
Yeah.
You're like, what's his bitch now? Is he jealous Peter's having a good time? Is he jealous anybody's having a good time?
Well, he starts crying.
Yeah, he just starts fucking coming unhinged. And then he looks angry. And then JT's like, yeah, you gonna go? And it's this whole thing and da-da-da-da-da. And then Caleb ends up picking up a fucking bowling ball and hurling it down the aisle. There, are you happy? And then storms off. He goes to the counter to get some cigarettes. And then Emma runs into him. And she invites him to join them in lane number 1. But he says, nope, he's in a league match. Then he wants to know why Peter is dressing like Mike Wallace. And she's just like, huh? He's like, no, seriously, is he like a Republican now? Or what's the story? I mean, what's with those clothes? Then she asks if she can bum a couple of cigarettes off of him.
Right.
Reveals or admits to Caleb that she smokes, but Peter doesn't know it.
Right. And asks him not to tell Peter.
Right. And then Caleb runs off. He dashes outside and pukes.
Uh-huh.
So this was a little weird. So the next day, JT is giving him shit for disappearing on them during the game. Or no, another coworker.
Right.
It's actually his boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just had him as a coworker. So yeah, his boss is giving him shit for disappearing during the game, and he's the uncle of JT. God, don't get blah, 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 blah. And then he tells Caleb to lay off of him. He's like,
Right.
you want to prove to the world that you're an asshole, that's fine, but lay off JT. He's a good kid,
Mm-hmm.
right? And yeah, that was, I respect that. And then he invites Caleb over for Thanksgiving and then tells him it's not really an invitation. Fucking be there, 7:00 kind of thing. And goes into this whole thing about, I don't know. Do I want to talk about it?
He says his niece gives great head.
Well, he says his niece will be there. She's ugly. She's not very pretty, but she gives great head. And then Caleb's like, I don't want to get into all that. He goes, oh, no, so I've been told.
Yeah, this is the point in my notes where I wrote these words. I've never seen a script scream written by a man more.
Yes.
Like,
so.
Okay, hold on.
Yep. It's all yours.
Hold on. This isn't what guys say. This is not the kind of thing guys talk about to each other, is it?
Okay. Well, see, you're being very general.
Okay.
Because the short answer is yes.
It is?
Yes. Now, it's a level of people. I don't know. I'm not part of that.
I would not imagine that.
Well, and never was. My friends were, and I just like, you're fucking stupid. And I,
right.
would, leave. And it's not that I'm better. That's not how. There's so much going on in the universe, right? At any one point in time, I could think of a million other things to talk about than something like that. And I would never, ever, this like stopped me I had to pause to just like, okay, what just happened?
What?
Right? First of all, how, what, how do you find out your niece gives great blowjobs?
Right?
I get it's a little town, but fucking still, right? I don't understand this. And so anyway, so that whole fucking thing happened.
It did.
So anyway, he's basically promising Caleb, if you come over, she'll fucking do something with you. Later, he's storming through the small grocery store.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, storming like asshole brigade at 80 miles an hour, just stomping through. It was kind of funny. And then he runs into Emma again. He asks if his dad is there too. And he keeps, is Donald here? Is Donald here? And it's fun. He actually starts to fall asleep while they're talking.
Yeah.
It's just, she's talking. He's just like, his eyes close, open, close a little bit longer, open again, jerks awake. Then when he jerks himself awake, he gets nasty as fuck.
Really nasty.
Tells Emma he doesn't want her to fuck his brother up.
Calls her a whore.
She's a whore. I mean, he really gets into it. And then he assaults her basically.
Yeah.
Grabs her by the face, squeezing her face and everything, getting all up in it and yelling at her. I mean, she's just bawling.
It threatens to kill her.
Right? I just wrote, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
All right. And then after this whole fucking debacle, then we see him outside in his truck and then he starts crying, sobbing. Really?
Yeah. What the fuck?
Yeah. And then he sees Emma leaving the store, and he runs out after her to apologize.
Right. Freaks her out again.
Yeah. And he starts crying, asks her not to say anything to Peter or especially Donald. And then she just fucking punches him.
Hell yeah.
I just wrote, yes.
Yeah.
This whole situation is fucking weird as hell. And then later, he's alone in his place, smoking and, staring out the window.
If I were this sweet girl, Emma, I would call a friend or a relative to get me out of this place. Like, this is the point at which I would be like, hey, I'm going to leave.
Yeah.
Because I'm an adult and I can do that.
Well, apparently, so Caleb went to go pick them up because the trains weren't working.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you what, yeah, if I were her, trying to call someone, I would have gone like directly to the sheriff, just to the edge of fucking town. Drive me.
Yeah. She's done absolutely nothing wrong except for secretly being a smoker, which, whatever. Right?
Well, she's got tits and a vagina. So in Caleb's book,
everything is wrong.
Yeah, everything is wrong. The epitome of evil in the universe.
Right. So yeah, after her weird fucking encounter with Caleb, she's drinking wine alone at night in the family house. And smoking on the porch, and she sees Caleb pull up in the driveway. And the porch light isn't on, so he doesn't see her, right? She's just kind of standing there, and she watches him pull up, and then he's like sneaking toward the house.
Yeah.
And she's like, Caleb? And he slips on his ass.
He wipes out. I love it.
Yeah. He's got a camera around his neck, and she asks him why he called her a whore at the grocery store. And he's like, you don't care why I'm sneaking around the house with a camera around my neck? And she's like, not really. What's your fucking problem? And he offers her a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So they have a cigarette, and he tells her that Peter told him that she cheated on her boyfriend to be with him.
Right.
And that he himself was cheated on, and he hasn't slept in a week, and he's been out of it. sleep deprived, doing weird things, talking to trees, and he apologizes. And she says, I'm not a whore, basically.
Right.
So then we see Donald biking beside Emma while she's running. Are you all right?
Yeah.
And he asks her to stop so he can have a breather.
Okay. All right.
All right.
Let's take a break. Old man needs to slow it down a bit. I don't know. There's something about JK that just, he does those little moments, regardless of the character.
Yeah.
Just so fantastically. It just cracked me up.
I find him really charming. Like in this movie, he's an asshole, but just, in most of the roles I see him in.
Right.
He's really charming. So she asks about Peter's mom, who we learned died when Peter was 12, but he hadn't seen her for like 2 years prior to that. And Donald is kind of reluctant to talk about it, but eventually does kind of open up and tells her that the mom was having an affair. He asked her to leave, and the boys and him refused to see her after that, like point blank.
Right.
And then she got cancer and died.
Right. A year later, she came down with cancer, and then some months later, she passed away.
Right. So then we see Caleb, and he's at work, and he's asking JT if he ever thought about hurting someone. And I didn't write down what JT says.
I know. I just wrote JT goes into this strange tale.
Right. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, yeah, he does. He does this whole strange tale. And then he's like, why do you ask? Do you need help getting the drop on someone? Like, and Caleb talks about how he's worried he's becoming his dad because he's been thinking about like killing his dad a lot lately.
Yeah. Yeah, just into this. Well, yeah, he goes in, this weird thing about, mostly Donald.
Right.
And, if I was a teenager, that'd be normal and stuff. And JT, he's so genuine.
Yeah.
It's like, do you need me to do something to somebody? Do you need me to, take someone out for you? Because, I would, man.
Right.
Love you. I'm like, this guy's solid.
I love JT.
You know what, though? I think we passed over Thanksgiving.
That's how much time it took.
Yeah.
In this movie.
Yeah. So there's just before this all, because during this conversation we find out, that Caleb didn't go to Thanksgiving at his boss's.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's the day after. So the whole thing during Thanksgiving. I shit you not. I time it, folks. I don't think it's 2 full minutes. It's literally Donald saying something, Peter and Emma trying to have a conversation, Donald talking to Emma. Oh, and then he's like joking about her mom. He's like, oh, is she,
Oh, is she an alcoholic or something?
Or no, well, no, she said, well, no, she's still with my father and they're alcoholics. And then a little exchange. And then he just gets crass for a second and then we're done.
Yeah, I remember now because that is the moment in the movie where instead of writing about what was happening, I wrote, if I were this sweet girl, I would call someone to get me out of this fucking place.
Yeah, because she was going to the store to get Thanksgiving dinner stuff.
Yeah.
She made Thanksgiving dinner and that's what the conversation started. Donald, thank you for making this. Where'd you learn to cook like this? My mom taught me, this and that. And, so yeah, that was it, folks. I'm going to stand by it. 120 seconds.
Yeah.
Of Thanksgiving. Not at all. We're making it worthy of mentioning in the log line.
Right.
Right.
Woof.
Anyway, so please continue.
Sure. So then we're back at the house and Donald is making some chicken on the grill. And he's burnt it to a cinder.
It looks like, because we watched so many bad horror movies and stuff lately.
Yeah. Just
for like background noise and stuff and for fun, not for the show. A lot of Tubi stuff that's out there. And It reminded me of like some little alien pod, you
Yeah.
know? Clunk, clunk. I'm like, what the fuck?
Right. So they hear a noise, and Donald just like wigs out. These fucking raccoons! And he runs in to get a gun.
Oh, yeah, behind some weird little wooden shed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And pulls it out and starts shooting. And it's actually Caleb who scrambles out from behind the shed. He was apparently in the trees taking pictures.
Right.
And Donald tells him if he trespasses again, he'll shoot him. They have a very terse conversation
Yes.
that's very monosyllabic.
Yes.
Up until Donald says, if you trespass again, I'll shoot you.
Yes. So later, Caleb, Emma, and Peter are at a restaurant. Peter goes to the bathroom, and Emma and Caleb have this weird talk. And through it all of a sudden he like lunges over the table, grabs her by her head, right?
Yeah.
And kisses her forcefully. And then sits back. And then Peter comes back and she's just like,
Yeah.
you know. And then we see Caleb driving them back to Donald's. As they get out, Peter asks if he can talk to Caleb. So,
Yeah.
you know, Emma goes in to wait for him. And he tells Caleb that, you know, Emma wants to have sex. Peter's a virgin. And they get into this whole thing. Caleb isn't much help.
No.
He's kind of dickish, big brotherish at the same time.
Well,
You know.
Yeah. Talking to Peter, he says, be careful about her. I've caught her looking at me.
Yeah. Little projecting there.
What?
I don't know. I stopped trying to figure fucking Caleb out way before this. He's just fucking, you can't even call him like bipolar.
No.
He's just all over the fucking place in ways that I don't even know. So anyway, after that failed attempt at, you know, getting some help, Peter and Emma are smoking a joint in the bathroom. And they end up talking. They're in the tub. Well, she pulls them in. We learn that Caleb saw their mother in the hospital when she was sick. And when Donald found out, shit went bad.
And they haven't spoken since.
Right. Meanwhile, Caleb has fucked a hooker.
Yeah, he's with the bored prostitute again.
Yeah. And is now really nasty to her.
Yes.
Right? Just, oh my God. I don't even want to get into it.
Well,
it's just so.
He's very nasty to her. Yeah.
On a personal level.
Yeah.
Nasty.
Wildly inappropriate.
Oh God. Yeah.
Which, okay, take a second.
Okay, sure.
If you're with a prostitute that you have hired to have sex with you.
Sure.
And then you start saying things that are wildly inappropriate. We don't even have to say what they are. You can just imagine. Right?
Yeah. In the big city, he would have been pimp fucked. She would have called out. The pimp would have come in and just fucked him up for being disrespectful like that. But small town hookers don't have that that luxury, I guess. Oh God. It was pretty brutal. And at one point he comes back in and apologizes and then like gives her like $4 as a tip.
Well, yeah, he storms out and then right away comes back in to apologize and pay her.
Oh, he already paid her.
Oh.
He said, I didn't tip you enough.
Oh.
And then all he's got is like 4 ones in his pocket.
Okay.
I'm like, well, I don't know that that's better. Oh God. And then we see him back at his place and we see that he has pictures of Emma. He's got one pinned to the wall.
Yeah.
That he's, like ogling. And then he's back at Donald's late at night. He falls asleep in the truck and we get a lot of images of him and his ex. And we do see some clear face shots. She does look a lot like Emma.
She does look a lot like
an
Emma.
older version.
Right.
Right. And it looks like they had like a thing going. Pretty good thing. But, that's how all these things are. It's kind of like, Mark Maron's older show, Maron. There's the episode where he's talking with his ex-wife and they're remembering things very differently.
Yes.
Yeah. So, of course, he's seeing all the good shit, right? Like there was no ills or evils.
Yeah. We don't know exactly what happened. Except for he said that she cheated on him.
Right. And we don't know if his dickishness is part of him or if it's like PTSD from this whole relationship ending thing. I don't know. I don't know. I get I don't know. Anyway. So he snaps awake and Emma's out having a cigarette. And then he goes and he apologizes for kissing her earlier. And then Emma's locked out of the house.
And she's wildly uncomfortable.
Yes, she just wants to go in. She's like, asks if there's another way to get in the house. Caleb shows her a trick getting through a side window. And then he goes in first to pull her up and through. Mm-hmm. For some reason. I think it's like you weren't.
She's in long johns.
Yeah, but.
Yeah, I know.
He literally stepped up like a foot. And she could have done that. But anyway, so he goes through, pulls her through, ends up falling back. She lands on top of him. And he tries to kiss her again. And then she says she never wants to see him again. And then there's these weird shots of both of them things going on and stuff. Ultimately, Emma ends up going to where they came in through the window, lays down on the floor and masturbates.
I don't know if it's where they came in through the window.
Yeah, because they showed the window.
Oh.
They didn't close it.
Oh.
Yeah. So the wind is blowing the curtains.
Well.
So, yeah, she lays on the floor where they were and yeah.
Yep. So Caleb takes the next day off of work.
Yeah.
And he does so by like chucking a hammer.
Well, by being a truly
stupendous
dick to his boss.
Yeah.
Oh, fire me. I have to quit, then fine, to get my day off. But just fucking dude, man.
Well, it's,
raging against the world.
I have in every other paragraph in this notes. Fuck this guy.
Right?
There's so much that isn't included in what we're talking about too. That's like subtextual in the movie that just like infuriate me.
His dickishness, folks, what you're hearing us talk about, literally multiply it by 10.
Yeah.
And that's all the unaddressed shit. And then take that and multiply it by another 5. And that's all the subtext of everything that's going on that he adds into there as well.
Oh.
Truly just a dick.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of it. Like going back real quick, when he goes to apologize to her, he forces her to accept his apology.
Well, yeah, there is that.
And he's like, do you accept my apology? And she's like, I guess. And then he's like, I feel better now. Fuck you, dude.
Yeah. It's all about him.
Who cares how you feel? So he ends up going to a bar and JT is there and asks if he's fucked his brother's girlfriend yet.
I know. So did you fuck your brother's girlfriend yet?
And he says, no, but I want to very, very badly.
Yeah.
And then there are some guys in the bar giving a girl a hard time. And Caleb goes to the jukebox and he's just like glaring at the dudes the whole time. And he puts on a song and starts a fight with them.
Yeah, it goes over. So guys, do you listen to really shitty music before or after you're done butt fucking one another? And they just lose their shit.
Yeah. JT helps him to not get his ass completely kicked.
Well, I mean, he was doing pretty good. He took a cue ball and started bludgeoning the one guy, but then the numbers started to get the best of him.
Right.
Yeah. And then JT just gets up, strolls over, settles it.
Yeah.
I'm like, I love this fucking guy.
Yeah, I do. I love JT. So Caleb is talking to JT about how he has this compulsion to protect Peter, and the only way he can do it is by hurting him. So he's essentially saying, I have to fuck my brother's girlfriend so that he doesn't get hurt by her.
Right?
What?
I have to prove my case.
Right.
So that my case doesn't happen to him.
What?
I know, it's like a circular prophecy.
Yeah.
Only it's not really a prophecy.
Yeah, I don't know. So then JT tells a story about how his dad used to beat him, but it made him tough. And I was just like, and this is the whole conversation. It doesn't like go anywhere else.
Right.
So I'm like, it's not okay to normalize this kind of thing. But they act like that's the end of it.
Well, he said that, when he screwed up, his dad would beat him pretty good when he made mistakes.
Right.
He said, but it made me tough. And I think, to me, he was saying,
fuck your brother's girlfriend?
No.
Okay.
He was saying that if something bad happens to Peter, it sucks at the time, but it will make him tougher.
Okay.
Right? JT is a really nice, sweet guy. I mean, he's the only one in this fucking movie. Even Peter's kind of a annoying tit, but
Peter's, yeah.
Like super naive.
He's not awful, but yeah, he's obnoxiously naive.
Yeah. JT seems like, he's like fucking 19 or 20 and he's just got a beat on everything, where all these lost motherfuckers are just whirling around him. Like, I don't even know.
I think we needed more of JT's story, because like the fact that I needed you to translate this for me means the script wasn't.
I know what his dad did didn't change who he was.
Right.
Right. He's still soft spoken. He still can, that's why his uncle's like, lay off him.
Sure.
Right. Because he's basically telling Caleb at the time, your dickishness, right, that you're doing to everybody can really fucking hurt him. He hasn't done anything to you. He's a good kid.
Yeah.
Right. And that's JT. But he also casually stood up in that bar, walked over and, took 4 fucking guys on. And
he did.
And the last one just fucking ran for his life. And then he picked Caleb up and, helped him out like nothing. Right? Like he didn't even break a fucking sweat. It was just so, I don't know. It was almost superhero level. Right? He didn't get all uppity.
No.
But see, he stood up for his friend. And that's part of what being tough is. Tough isn't necessarily the physical aspect, but being able to just get up, get in there and deal with the situation, no matter how it may fall, because that's your friend. That's a toughness that a soft-spoken, soft-hearted guy like JT wouldn't normally have had. Right? So his dad made him tougher, on a mental and emotional level to,
right.
deal with stuff. Sometimes things, it's not ugly. It just needs to get done. But that's what he's saying is if she does fuck him over, it's just going to toughen him up.
Right.
We learn from things that happen to us.
Well, my point is the fact that you have to explain that to me means that when this script was written, it was written with a very, very like narrow point of view.
It was written from a guy's point of view.
Yeah.
And see, I know this, right? Because
this script screams I was written by a guy.
Oh, absolutely. I've talked about before. I love my grandfather, but if there was ever an archaic human being, he was it.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of the things that I got from him are super old fashioned and I think are super relevant today. forget equality of sexes, getting in the way of everything, of, being, chivalrous, being gentlemanly, having manners, open a door for a woman. That was the kind of thing. That's how I was raised. And if someone's gonna be like, I don't need you to open a door for me, well, then walk through the fucking door yourself. Jesus Christ, and then I'm out. Right? Because that's going the other direction.
Right.
It's like, Jesus God, can someone do something nice for somebody without it becoming a fucking thing? But anyway, he was also not the most communicative person.
Sure.
Right. I understand guy talk. That was what JT did, was about as big of an emotional dump as you're going to get from, because remember, my grandfather was a small town guy. He grew up in near Hebron and then in Harvard, Illinois, before it was, the big mecca that it is now. It's just nothing. Ended up in Loves Park, Illinois. So that's kind of that whole thing. Plus it's the Irish thing too, suffer in silence, right?
Sure.
Speak not lest ye be heard. So I got what he was saying there because I grew up with that. I find it, and that's what I agree with you. I'm like, man, this is really like, I don't know. Is this like supposed to be the equivalent of the Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants, of Thelma and Louise, where all these movies with women, right, as the core characters, either singularly or as a, big group, but their relationships are these big, long dialogues of how they're feeling, what's going on and stuff. And that's kind of why I like them.
Sure.
Over, this. And this isn't a macho movie, but it certainly is a male perspective movie where that is how the conversation would normally go with these folks. Right?
Yeah.
So you're spot on. But if you understood that vocabulary, you wouldn't have had to have had it explained to you.
Right. Well, it made me difficult to connect. It made it difficult for me to connect.
Right.
With this movie.
Think of it as It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Mac's mom. And he goes into these 10 sentence explanations of what she said with that.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it.
It's a bit Neanderthal. I'll say that.
Yeah. Well, that was just my entire point was that, it is a little bit of a downfall of this film. Although, let's finish talking.
Yeah, because I know that's the number one thing we both want to address.
Yeah. So
they have their conversation.
Yes. There's snow falling.
Mm-hmm.
Peter and Emma are having sex.
Yeah.
But Peter's a little quick.
I actually don't think he penetrated.
He's embarrassed. Emma is obviously disappointed.
Right. He didn't. That's important. Let's note that.
Right.
Yeah. So he didn't actually penetrate.
Right.
He was still trying to figure out where he needed to be.
Where
and all
to
of a
go.
sudden, he was done.
Yeah. And so she cries alone in the bathroom. And we get a bunch of cuts between Caleb and Emma doing different stuff.
Yeah.
Being alone in their little worlds. And then Caleb ends up at the house and Emma hears the truck and goes out to meet him. And he tells her to go up to his old room and take off all her clothes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, really? Is she going to? Because she goes up to his old room.
Yeah, she does.
And she clearly thinks about it for a little bit, but she doesn't. She is about to leave.
She starts to.
Right.
But then she stops.
And then he comes in.
Yeah.
And there's a moment where they both sort of stand there and just look at each other. And I actually really liked that moment a lot because, it's gross and weird, but the way that they're looking at each other, the performance from both of those actors
Oh, yeah.
is like, are we really, is this happening?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I want to talk about that.
Oh, okay. Okay. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Then she kisses him and they have what seems like very angry sex.
Yeah, it wasn't really hate fucking,
No, but it's pretty violent.
but it's not, oh, I've wanted this so bad.
No, it's like,
It's here I come.
it's like I've been starving all day and someone threw a slice of pizza in front of me.
Yeah.
Right? It's like that.
Yeah.
Imagine the way you would eat that slice of pizza if you hadn't eaten in a week or something. It's kind of like that. And then afterwards, she asked him why he was the only one to see his mom in the hospital. Because he is looking at old photos.
Well, he hasn't been in his room for 8 years.
Yeah. Do you want to bring us home?
So yeah, he is looking at photos. He's like, I haven't looked at these in 8 years. That's how long they've been not talking, he and Donald.
Mm-hmm.
That's how long ago. So that would put Peter at 20.
Right.
But anyway, so when they started talking about his mother, apparently, because he went to go see his mother, he got the full story.
Right. He got both sides.
Donald had been fucking around on her for years, and she finally couldn't take it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
And then when she got caught, he went and just, it's that whole thing.
Yeah.
Right? Well, just because I did it doesn't mean you can, sort of thing. And then in this weird conversation, we find out Emma was a virgin.
Right.
Yeah.
Because he says, if I didn't know any better, I would have thought that was your first time.
And
she just starts crying.
Yeah. And then he's like, ah. So there's that. Then he leaves saying Peter is in love with her. He's his brother. It's like, I got to go. Peter's right there in the next room. He's in love with you. He's my brother, for Christ's sake.
This fucking guy.
Right? What the hell? And then he goes out, he closes the door and he's standing there, right? And then we pan over and there's Donald.
Right.
With his rifle, reminding Caleb that he said he was going to shoot him if he trespassed again.
Right.
And then he asked if he fucked his brother's girlfriend.
Yep.
And then he asks if Caleb is going to tell Peter or is he? Or is Donald, right?
Yeah.
He's like, are you going to tell her or tell him or am I? They start having a small talk. And then Peter comes out. So they hide in a closet.
At the end of the hallway.
Yeah, which is actually, it's a kind of a closet, but it doesn't have a door. It has a curtain.
Right.
So there's that.
Which was kind of a clever way to like keep the camera behind them and see them and then also see Peter in the hallway.
Yeah. Caleb, while they're in there, tells Donald that he isn't going to say anything to Peter. Or Caleb's going to tell Peter all of Donald's secrets.
Yeah.
And that kind of ends that conversation.
Mm-hmm.
And then Peter in the room, such a hard time with this. He's in there and he's all, I want to try again. So he wants to try fucking again. And I wrote, ew, 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 ew. God, if there was any dimension to her character and she's going to fuck him after fucking his brother, right?
Well, okay. It is.
And I don't mean that she cheated on with his brother. I'm talking, biologically, right? She's full of his brother. And then she's going to go in and,
okay. I want to weigh in here.
Please do.
Cause it is gross. The other kind of aspect to it, though, is that, like, what is she going to tell him in this moment?
BB9's flashing at me. See, you thought I was kidding. They just fucking wake up in here weirdly.
He hasn't come off of that in like months.
I know. Well, I'm surprised R2's not fucking going, because there's nothing worse than sitting here getting in the zone on something and then having these two fucking out of the blue.
Yeah.
Shit myself every time.
Yeah.
Sorry. Anyway.
What's she supposed to say to him in this moment?
What's she supposed to say?
Yeah.
Tomorrow. Let's just.
They're leaving tomorrow.
Well, then they can go to his room or a hotel or something.
This is the last night that they're here.
You know what? I don't care. I'm sure there's something. Anyway. Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let me reemphasize. Ew, ew, ew. Then we cut to the next morning. Emma's awake in bed next to Peter.
Naked.
And she looks like she just got zapped with a cattle prod up her ass.
She should have called somebody way earlier in this movie.
Right? This doesn't look good at all. And then Donald is driving them to the train.
Peter's got this like dumb fucking grin on his face.
You know what it made me think of? Did you ever see the movie Twins?
No.
Arnold Schwarzenegger, Danny DeVito. Oh, fucking wonderful.
Oh, wait, yeah, I have.
So, Arnold Schwarzenegger's character, right, was brought up in this lab or island, perfect environment, but he'd never had sex.
Right.
Right. So this 30-something-year-old man, when he ends up fucking Danny DeVito's girlfriend's sister, they pan over to him, right? Yeah. And he's just like, and that's the same look that Peter has.
Yeah.
You know, and I get it, right? Emma, however.
She's not okay.
No. She looks like she's just been shot in the back of the head.
Yeah.
I mean, she just looks fucking pained and miserable and, oh. And then, when they say goodbye, Donald is pretty cold towards her. Because he knows what goes on. He knows what's going on. She doesn't know that he knows.
Yeah, he's dropping them off at the train station.
Right, and wants Peter to hang back. But yeah, she's like, "Thank you so much for having me." He's like, "Yep." Doesn't even look at her. And then Donald starts talking to Peter about people doing things that they know are wrong, but they do them anyway. And goes in this whole big thing. And then ultimately he tells Peter that he loves him. And he doesn't say it often enough. Then they're on the train elsewhere. Caleb's at work building something. And then we hear the train whistle in the background. And he looks damaged. On the train, Peter tells Elmo.
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 Oh, Elmo.
Oh, damn. Peter tells Emma that he loves her, and then she starts crying. And then it looks like they're having a talk.
Well, yeah, he apologizes.
Yeah, for saying I love you.
Yeah.
And then, they cut to the outside of the train, and we see them talking.
Right.
We don't know what they're saying. So I'm like, oh, shit, is she spilling the beans? I guess Peter's about to get a little bit tougher before this train trip is over. Next thing we see is Caleb at Donald's ringing the doorbell, and Donald invites him in.
Yeah.
And then that's it. We're done. That's the movie. So before we get into all the stuff,
I'm leaning back for this bit.
Yep. I have adjusted. I want to say, first of all, the performances, top notch.
Yeah.
Right?
Technically, really good.
Yeah, I mean, the cinematography is really good. There's a lot of really thoughtful, well-framed shots, especially of Caleb in his fucking psychosis, whatever's going on with him, right?
And Adam Scott's performance in this film, really, really good.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And all of them.
Yeah.
All of them, down to JT, even the boss, right? Who's only a little bit.
Right.
I mean, this is, high level, skilled actors
Right.
doing their stuff. There's nothing bad to talk about.
No.
No. So I just want that said, if you want lessons in, delivering things a certain way as an actor, this is full of them.
Oh yeah.
Direction and cinematography and everything.
Framing,
Yeah,
lighting.
it's all there.
It is.
We're not going to dive into that. It's just it's top bar,
Yeah.
right? But
I mean, even the dialogue is pretty good
yeah.
in most parts.
But yeah.
Some parts.
Well, why don't you jump us into what I know? I mean, we talked about it, but I know this has been burning with you.
Yeah. Okay.
Go.
Here's my struggle. I don't understand what the point of this movie is.
Yeah. Okay, so we had a couple things going on.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, we have Caleb who's going through something. So his girlfriend cheated on him. But wow. There's no point in this where he overcomes that.
No, like it seems like they're trying to show that he's getting redemption with his like weird apologies and bullshit, but not really.
Well, but then he follows it up with another fuck up for the exact same thing he's apologizing for.
Real big one. And then he makes up with his dad. So I don't really get the point. Like, okay. In my mind.
Yeah.
There's two possibilities.
Okay.
The first one is that this movie was written to like point out how toxic masculinity is, and it's all like this huge farce, like it's all making fun of all the things that bug me about it, right? Because it's so sexist and misogynist and
it is
like just rotten to the core.
Yeah.
The behavior of everyone in this film, that I find it difficult to believe that this isn't like a parody of it in a way.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's the case. Like, I want that to be the case, but I don't think that's the case. I think it is like attempting to be a parody of it, but not seeing the other many problems that are just inherent in it from the perspective that it was written from.
I'll just go on and say it's not a parody.
Okay.
I mean, it
that is troubling, but I'm not surprised.
It hints at that it could be, but see, here's the thing. Other than the reconciliation of Caleb and Donald at the very end,
nothing good comes out of this movie.
Well, I mean, there's no anything,
right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I like Adam Scott a lot, but I've never hated him as much as I hate him in this movie. And it's not because of his performance, right? It's just because of the character that he plays. And he does a wonderful performance as this extremely unlikable character.
Well, then let's talk about Emma.
Okay.
So I know this was a big thing. We both.
Yes. She's as one-dimensional as just the front side of a sheet of paper.
Yeah. And I want to counter that with she's not even one-dimensional.
Right.
She's a prop.
Yeah.
In this movie. And I don't know that it was intended to be that way.
I don't think it was. I think there were moments where they tried to give her some depth, but like it just wasn't enough.
She's solely there to be a problem.
Right.
Right. And I mean, she's the dog shit that, everyone eventually steps on or in.
Yeah.
after trying to step around it. And that's it. It's like, oh, well, eventually they're not going to, someone's going to put their foot in it. And that's really it. They give her just enough lines and just enough presence to, uh, be alive,
Yeah.
right? But really, she's just there for Caleb to be even more fucking horrible and for Peter to get her. I mean, she's the knife,
Right.
right? Caleb's going to stab Peter eventually.
Yeah. Like she's not even a person in this movie.
I know. That is, I think, the biggest shortcoming. And I guess that's the largest lesson of all.
Yeah. I mean, there was a lot of opportunity for her to be, a complex, fascinating, interesting character.
Yes.
And you don't have to be a bad person for that to be the case.
No.
Right?
Right.
Because everyone who's moderately interesting in this movie is, awful, except for JT.
Right. Well, here's where it threw me. It's about Caleb and her.
Right.
I mean, that's the log line, right? He's falling for her. I was expecting a lot more exchanges between them. I was expecting more from her.
Right.
Right? Like there's nothing at all signals why she would run out of the house and kiss him. And I mean hard, and then go up and fuck him.
Right. Nothing. He physically assaulted her and then sexually assaulted her with the kiss.
Yeah.
And
called her a whore a dozen times.
Right. And then his apology was like, you accept my apology, right?
Yeah.
I haven't been sleeping. This is fine, right?
Yeah.
And she's like, okay. And he's like, great. Now I'm all better. Thanks.
She's like the sounding board for his narcissism.
Yeah.
I don't know.
There were a lot of funny moments, right?
Oh yeah. There's humor. And again, I think it just, there's a lot of reasons it should have won awards. Right. And I didn't look them up to see what specifically they won.
I think Adam Scott got best lead.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, for that kind of stuff, yeah. But as far as like story, if they got an award or even a nomination for story,
I'm not sure, but I don't want to,
Yeah. Well, if they did, they didn't deserve it because this is not a good story.
No.
The huge opportunity to flesh Emma out into a fully evolved Peter should have been the prop.
I think so, yeah.
Right? But we had more interaction with him and more depth with him throughout the whole film, either him and Donald, him and Caleb, or just him and Emma.
Yeah.
Right? Everything happens in real time with Peter talking about this and that and that. Emma only ever references, well, I told you this, you knew this about me. And it's very plain.
Yeah.
Right? Like, what is the story with her fucking parents and their alcoholism?
Right.
And what was it all about? See, it was mentioned a couple times. I think we could have dove into it a little bit.
Well, okay, in real life, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think in real life, a situation like this could happen and it's fucked up and fucked up things happen.
Well, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But this is not the point of cinema, right? I'm not saying every movie has to end happily, right? But every movie, like there's a reason that you're making a film. There's a point that you're trying to make with your film.
Yeah.
And I have no idea what it is for this movie.
No. This goes on that slippery slope. I've mentioned before, very few people are writers and directors.
Mm-hmm.
Very few people have, how to direct a film doesn't mean you know how to write a film. Now, we've had a few really good examples, right? David Ryan Keith.
Yeah.
Hilton Ruiz. They knock this shit out of the park. Yeah. They are writers.
Yeah.
and they can direct movies, right? But we have had way more instances of folks who you shouldn't do it. And if you're going to, bring somebody in to rewrite your script. Not saying that you need it rewritten, but bring someone in that you trust to just fucking look you straight in the eye and go, this isn't worth wiping my ass with, if that's the case.
Yeah.
Right. And have them go through it so they can point things out to you, because it seems like Mr. Krieger just doesn't get emotional depth.
Well, yeah, it's like he wrote the script, and if he asked anybody, he brought it into a boys' locker room somewhere and was like, "Hey, what do you guys think of this?"
Yeah. Now, so let's say that the whole setting, okay, so this is a very rural area.
Yes.
I will go on record as saying that in most rural areas, there's rampant sexism. There's not a lot of equality. Yep. It's a lot of old generational shit that gets handed down and down and down and down. Right?
Right.
I get that. And that was passable here. That was presented, plainly accepted. Okay.
Well, there is sorry, I'm interrupting you. Go on.
Oh, it's okay. But with that, I will just come back to Emma.
Yeah.
Right? We should have had way more of her and her story, and her not fucking reacting to everything, but actually taking shit by the reins now and then.
Yeah.
Right. And again, I don't know, what is it about this horrible, abusive, toxic human being that made her want to spread her legs?
I know.
That's what I don't get. Is she fucking damaged because of her parents' alcoholism? Is it something else? Is that the shit she's into? I mean, because let's face it, there are women who they fucking thrive on this kind of being treated like, absolute fucking dirt. Whatever. But I don't know anything about.
Doesn't seem like she's that kind of person, but we don't know enough about her to know that.
And we should.
Right.
We should know. Here's the thing. I'm going to put this out there. So you have a man, you have a woman, whatever their circumstances, whatever. Okay. For men in general, right? The only motivation to sleep with someone is if they take off their clothes and spread their legs. That's all that's needed. And anyone wants to argue that, just, all right, there's, 25,000 years of evidence of that backing me up. So give it up. Now, for a woman to initiate that, there needs to be a buy-in. And I'm trying to figure out, what the fuck is it about Caleb that would make her buy in to him? Right?
Yeah, I don't know.
First of all, okay, so because when it all comes together, she's a virgin.
Right.
So it's not like she's, missing a little pickle tickle here and there because Peter doesn't know what he's doing. Right.
Well,
so there's nothing to me that would motivate her to at all dive into this.
Well, and that's the other thing is like that Peter and Caleb are on complete opposite ends of the spectrum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where Peter is, let's face it, pretty milquetoast.
Yes.
Right? And if she is into someone like Peter, which is, fine.
Right.
Then what does she see in Caleb? I have no idea.
Right. And why did she break up with her boyfriend? Was he horrible to her?
I don't know.
Was she like, was he like Caleb? See, we don't know.
What if he was more milquetoast than Peter?
It doesn't sound like it was, though. Anyway, so if you're going to have this kind of thing happen, there has to be a buy-in. There has to be something for the female character to emotionally buy into this person to go to that level. This isn't like fucking, the 70s where men or women, everybody fucked everything at the drop of a hat because it was stylish to do so. Right.
Sure.
But that's just the simple fact of it. Men and women are different, and men don't need all this buildup and all these checklists They're
Well,
just like, well, can I fuck it?
Caleb had a lot, right? Like she looks like his ex, and he also it has this weird like masculinity issue where he wants to protect his brother by fucking his brother up.
Yeah, that old, that old chestnut.
That old chestnut. Here's something that I think is kind of wild. This is one of the wildest moments in the movie for me when Caleb is talking to Peter and saying, "Oh, Emma's been giving me looks."
Right.
Um, Peter mentions in that conversation that he brought her home for Thanksgiving because he thought that meeting his family would be good for their relationship. And I was like, Peter, my dude, have you met your family? Because if I had your family,
That,
I wouldn't. It's wild that he thinks that.
well, here's the other thing to answer to that. Um, so Caleb, was he different, and how was he different before that big event?
Right.
Right. So, because I thought about that too. Like, why the fuck would you? Why did this be good for anybody? Unless you hated her, like I gotta get rid of this bitch.
Why would you
You
bring
know?
someone home to that? Okay.
Yeah. Well, you know, did he not realize? I mean, he knew the thing between his brother and his father,
Right.
right? But did he know that Caleb was this insufferable prick?
I had to have. Right.
But that's just it. Was he that way before and now he's just like extra? Or did this thing fuck him up so much that he's not sleeping? Because here's the thing. We know that he has a problem sleeping.
Mm-hmm.
This goes far beyond, because this breakup was fairly recent.
Right.
Right. So Caleb has a history of not sleeping for long periods of time. Now, I tried to put that together as maybe that was because he knew the secrets of his dad.
Okay.
Right. And that was fucking up, because he does say at one point when he's chewing Donald out about, you're not going to tell him anything and anything. He's like, and you did this and you did that to mom and da 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 da. And then my favorite thing was he looked his dad straight in the eye. He said, you were my hero.
Right.
Right. And
yeah,
then that all got fucking taken away from him. And I get that. It's not a selfish thing. It's nobody's responsibility to be the person that other people perceive them or look up to them as.
Right.
Right. But as a parent, fuck's sake, I'm a dad. You know what? I absolutely want to be like the superhero to Lily, because that's kind of my job. Right.
Yeah. I get that.
And, to me, a good dad is like, so this is what I want for you. Not the whole I'm hovering and protecting kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because that's a bad relationship, but, to teach her, you need to have somebody you can rely on. And, it's not that whole daddy complex or kids with mommy complexes, right? When they grow up. But I think there are qualities about me that I hope she looks for in other people.
Yeah.
Right. Never mean, never abusive, never say bad things, treat with respect. It's a partnership, and, we'll sacrifice at a moment's notice. Anything. Right. And, we together try to show her what a functioning, healthy relationship is.
Right.
And hope that she'll pick up on that. So I get all of that. But then, on the flip side, like I looked up to my grandfather, bringing him in again. He was like my superhero. And then, I found out how things really were, as I became an adult.
Yeah.
And it diminished things a little bit. And I remember being there, basically watching him die in the hospital. And it was weird because I had his hand in mine. And I was thinking, God damn it, this is, he was my giant.
Yeah.
Even though we were the same height by that time. Because he was a little fellow too. And you see someone in that state and you're like, oh, it's heartbreaking. But then when I had his hand, and I told you we're the same size, but his, like that ring,
It's so huge.
right? For his ring finger
Yeah.
was bigger than my thumb and a half another one.
He had like rods for fingers.
I know, they were massive. And
Wild.
I held his hand in those last moments, and I couldn't help remember thinking, God, he really is a giant. All of the failures and deficiencies and imperfections, still, it's that thing, you can't fully take that away. So I understand what Caleb said and the emotion he had in his face when he said it. You were my hero.
Yeah.
That was intense.
I mean, there were a lot of good
But,
moments
yeah.
in this movie.
Yeah. But what else is there? I mean,
Right.
When we stopped, talking, it made me angry. Is that when, he started losing sleep? Why? There's so much we don't know.
Yeah. And I don't want to put forth the idea that you need to handhold your audience and feed them everything, right?
Right. But you have to give them a basic scaffolding, right? A basic framework.
Yeah.
To at least logically apply some things to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I just can't connect with any of these characters except in very brief moments. You know what I mean?
Well, that's just it. We don't have, and we talk about backstory, blah, 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 blah,
Right.
This one could have used a little bit. I mean, we just didn't.
Hell yeah.
There wasn't a buy-in for Caleb for me. He was just a dick.
Yeah, he was just an asshole, like through and through, the whole movie through.
Yeah, and other than him going, to Donald's at the very last scene, I don't even know how, we don't know if that's going to go well or not. Is he going there to tell him off? Is he, there was so much I would have done differently.
Yeah, there is a lot I would have done differently. And it's just still that basic problem. Like, what are you trying to say with this movie?
Right.
When you're writing a script, you need to know what you're trying to say.
Yeah. And I could think of like a dozen different things they could have been trying to say and a dozen different things I would have done differently. Like the whole thing with him going back. There is a point in an adult's life where things get so bad, they need their parent, one or the other or both, right?
There can be, yeah.
And I mean, well, who else has he got? He just fucked over his brother who left. and it seems like
gone.
Seems like his brother's not going to be speaking to him for a good long time.
Well, I don't know. We don't know.
Yeah, we don't know. Told him. Yeah. But that was the kind of thing was, has Caleb reached that point? He's got no one or nothing left. And the only thing left to do is go see dad. Not even try to patch things up right away.
See what you can do.
Just, because that's the thing about, being a parent at any age, when your kid comes to you, you should be able to do the parent thing.
Yeah.
Because there are times in life when that's all people need.
I mean, that's what I hope I am for Lily. As a safe harbor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Home base.
When everything else goes, the Titanic fucking sinks, the lifeboat's got holes in it, and shit's just going south. Right there.
Yeah.
Mom and or dad, right? Boom.
Yeah.
100%. Can depend on it. Can rely on it. Might be the last thing in the world
that you want to do.
Right.
Right. No one wants to, no adult person wants to go to anyone, and especially not their parents, right? I go, Matt, I need help.
Right.
Right. But, I mean, it's nice to be able to do that.
Yeah. So if it was a redemption angle, reconciliation rather, that I would have done that with a whole
Maybe we
lot of
should have.
emotion.
Maybe we should have focused more on that angle.
Maybe. Um, I don't know. I mean, what was Emma's role in this whole movie? You know, it's literally the waste of an actor.
Yeah, and Brittany
You know,
Snow has been in several
she's
indie films.
good.
She is good.
You know, and she was not utilized. All she did was cry.
She punched him in the face once.
Right, but I mean, that's the most emotion that we've
Mhm.
seen out of her. She cries. She cries for no reason. She cries before sex. She cries after sex. She cries just to cry. She cries because what he did to her. She cries at what she did to him. It's just like, God damn, you only hired her to cry? Is that what you think women do?
Right?
Is just sit around and cry? I don't feel there was an emotional maturity to this script.
No, I don't think there was.
Now, we've talked about it before. I could write a script on my own about, say, a group of women. And I think, having been surrounded by my whole life and brought up almost exclusively by women, I think I have enough insight where I could successfully craft a story with a group of them. But what I could not do, and what I would not do, is attempt to write a script as a single character, as a woman, in any circumstance, simply because I'm not a woman. And no matter how much I've seen and learned and, absorbed, I wouldn't try to do that because I wouldn't be able to do it.
Oh yeah, you don't know.
I don't, right? I know that, periods are a bitch. I know that
They're rough, man.
some women are like, and others are just like a sewing needles width away from hanging themselves because of the fucking pain and misery every month.
Right.
And then there's every level in between, right? Yeah. It's not just the inconvenience. It's not just this and that. Sometimes it's almost nothing. Like I said, some women are just,
Well, yeah, it's different for everybody.
Yeah, some are, debilitating pain and just a whole lot of things. So I know this. I wouldn't try to write about it.
Right.
It's not my domain. It just isn't. And that's where I think what happened here is it almost feels like this is a perception of how women behave.
Right.
Women are just strictly ancillary characters in the world.
Well, yeah, she's too enigmatic, right?
Yeah.
Even in her lonely by herself moments, she's too enigmatic. It's as though nobody understands her.
Well, we don't.
Nope.
I don't understand her.
Nope.
But I wanted to. But I don't like having to write my own stories watching a movie to make up for the deficiencies in the movie. Just see, like we talk about Blue World Order, so many different things going on. If they'd have picked one, it would have been kick-ass.
Right. And you're like, stop with the story. There's too much.
Yeah. And then you have Naked Lunch.
What's going on?
Which...
Why am I watching this? I need to play some Angry Birds and give my brain a break.
And that's exactly what you did.
That is what I did.
I know. I don't know. I mean, that could have been a story that shouldn't have been a story. They should have had a story. That was just like a meandering, again, a self-masturbatory, weird bug porn.
Well, we talked about all that already.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying. But here's the thing. At least you know where you stood.
That's true.
Right? In this movie, I didn't feel like I knew where I stood. And I wanted to, because when you see on the screen these wonderful actors.
Phenomenal. Oh, right? They're so good.
This whole group.
And the cinematography was beautiful.
Mm-hmm. You want to buy into it.
Yeah.
And in fact, you want to be like sucked into it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I was aggressively trying to penetrate the borders of this story to figure out what is the story.
Well, that's the thing. I spent the whole movie going, where is this going? And then the
Right.
movie ended and I was like, wait.
Yeah.
Did we ever reach a destination?
No, I don't think we did. So did Caleb prove that all women are whores because Emma cheated on her boyfriend who she wasn't having sex with Peter, who she didn't have sex with, and then she cheated on Peter, who they almost had sex because she had sex with Caleb. So was that the point? Because if it was, then I would be immensely disappointed that I watched this film.
Or did he make it a self-fulfilling prophecy?
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Right? Are they showing that? And then Donald's whole thing, people, they know it's wrong, but they do it anyway. Because
his wording. Here's what he says. I wrote down the exact wording because I was like, huh?
Bring it.
Sometimes people do things they know are wrong because to do the right thing would be too painful.
Yeah. And so I didn't write that down because I didn't want to think about it. So here's the thing. You're married.
I am married.
Yes, I know.
To you.
I know. I was there.
Woo, me too. Okay, I'm sorry.
So married or not, you're with someone, right? And you love them and you're building a life together. And I mean, Peter and Emma just met.
Right.
Basically, there's just a college, low-level dating thing. But even still, there's a level of commitment there.
Yeah.
Right. So anyway, at some point, I'm talking about Donald. You're married, you have kids. How is it more painful to not cheat on your wife? Right?
Right.
To do the right thing is painful.
Right.
I don't know that I buy that, but also I remembered earlier in the movie he used the word faggot. So I guess this does kind of make sense in a Donald sort of way.
Right. Is it? Yeah. I'm so sorry. Keep going.
No,
keep going.
I was just gonna say, but
okay.
That's basically it.
Let's move forward.
Do we need it to make sense in a Donald way?
No. Let's move forward. How is it more painful to admit that you've been fucking around on your wife after you catch her fucking around on you because she's had enough of your fucking around in order to save did he love her in order to save a marriage to a person that you love? Maybe he didn't because he was fucking around on her all the time. But I would think that being honest would be easier than
I would
never talking to them again and learning that they were dying and then fucking up your relationship with your kids.
There's the thing. So Donald, right? Again, we talked about J.K. Simmons has been all over the place. He has, just think back to Oz.
Sure.
Right? This fucking guy, man, he can play just the worst shit, the funniest shit, the dumbest shit.
Love him.
Even on those insurance commercials for State Farm.
Yeah.
Right? I fucking hate commercials, but there he is. I'm in. And he only has like 5 seconds.
Yes.
At the end. Worth it. I don't. There's so much going on in my head right now. with all of this, I
think we've kind of exhausted our looking into this movie.
I don't think we have. I think we could keep going and going and going because I have a lot of issues. I'm getting. There was a level of anger.
Yeah.
At the end of this, because I desperately wanted to know what everybody's issue was. But anyway, his whole thing in this movie, he plays this great character, or he plays this character greatly. I don't want to say it's a great character, right? But he does a great job as this character. But his double standard is right there.
Yeah.
Right. So I think what he said, sometimes doing the right thing. No, I think that's just bullshit to cover up. Just like Caleb, you accept my apology, right?
Right.
It's fucking pure misogynistic narcissism.
Yeah.
And, well, I can do whatever. I can do whatever. I can do whatever. You did it too? You're out. Right?
Yeah. It's wild.
I mean,
It's like there's a level of like top level misogynistic bullshit in this movie that I think for some people might overshadow the more subtle misogynistic bullshit in this movie that flies under the radar and is never addressed.
yeah.
And that is what frustrates me just incessantly about this film.
Yeah. So, strong performances, great examples for actors except for Brittany Snow. That's an example of don't accept any of those parts.
I do want to say
her
she did a
performance
wonderful job.
She did a wonderful job, but it went nowhere. That was a waste of talent.
Yeah.
Because the character itself was almost superfluous to the whole thing.
I mean, she could have been a blow up sex doll and the story would have been the same.
Absolutely. Figure out your story. We've talked about this the last few, unfortunately.
Yeah.
You have to figure out your story. What the fuck are you trying to say? Stick to it. Go do my thing. One character, one event, do one through line, and then add shit in it. Get that straight first. Clearly this did not, because there was not. Was it about reconciliation? What a wild fucking ride to get to that.
Right?
Right? Had to fucking destroy everybody's lives around them except for JT, because he's like a resilient, cheerful, fuck you guys, right? I'm just going to be a good guy. He's like the only plausible good person in this whole thing, and there's just not enough of him.
Well, yeah. Next week we're going to do a good one.
We are. We have already picked it. It's one that we've seen. It's a long-standing cult classic. Because I said we got to make sure we do it, because if I have to watch another fucking disappointment, I'm gonna lose my shit. The potential here was phenomenal. You have a powerhouse of actors, top to bottom. You have all the fucking technical skills and equipment and crew and people to make this thing. But you have, holding all that up, is a wobbly ass, incoherent script that just doesn't sell me on anything.
No.
Nobody should wonder what the point is. They should come away knowing.
That's gonna be nobody should wonder what the point of your movie is.
That's gonna be the name of our book. Oh man. So I think those are the lessons.
I think so.
I think we've covered all that.
I think so.
Okay.
Let's get out of this hot room. Turn the heater on.
Yeah, it's that time. It's that time. I closed the vent as much as I could. If I close it anymore, we get that sound, and that's so hard to mix out, and I just don't want to spend that kind of time.
Hey.
So, yes.
You should go to our website.
Would that be the one at www.lordsofmisruleproductions.com?
That's the one. It has all the stuff. We don't have to go through it. You know what's there. Merch, blog, episodes, yada, yada.
BF McGillicuddy videos.
Links, email addresses.
Yep.
Social, Patreon.
All of the stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Check everything out. Drop us a line. Let us know what you've done. Let us know if you want us to talk about something that you've done. We'll take a look at it. Again, we have to be able to see it.
Yes, we do have to be able to see it. And we have to be like, other people have to be able to see it also.
Right.
At least eventually.
And it doesn't, you don't have to be a director or an actor. Like we had our interview with Alistair Cook.
Yeah.
He wrote the novel adaptation of Redwood Massacre. Right. Annihilation.
Yeah.
And
we talked to Terry, who's a script doctor.
Yeah. So come on, man. Anything that you do.
Yeah, we've talked to actors, all kinds of people.
Yeah. But if you want us to talk about something that you've done, we've got to be able to see it.
Yeah.
You know, don't mind renting. Don't,
Oh,
but, you know, if you write in saying, well, I have this, but I can't show it to you because of distribution and it's not available anywhere, then we don't have a common ground.
right.
Right. But short of that little tidbit, bring it on. See this movie, and I think it's important to see a lot for a lot of reasons that we've talked about.
I mean, if you want to see some really good performances, like this movie's got them.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. Well,
Until
that's going to do it for this week.
it is. They'll do it.
And next week we have a good one.
A good one.
A long-standing cult classic.
Yeah. I had never heard of that movie before you told me about it. So,
because it's a cult classic.
Cult classic.
I brought you into the cult.
Oh. Do I have to do anything?
We got to watch the movie, which you did.
Is there like a hazing or?
Well, no.
Do I have to drink Kool-Aid?
No. You saw the movie. Why
Oh.
would anything negative be attached to that? It's wonderful.
It is wonderful. You said that you brought me into the cult, so I was making sure.
Well, yeah, the blankety blank cult.
I'm giving you shit, and you know it.
Yeah, I know. And I'm responding back logically.
I see.
All right.
We're going to do our secret cult rituals now.
Sure.
Until next time, I'm Danny.
And I'm Jim.
We'll catch you later.
Bye, B-Siders.